going on, my home studio engineers? Joel from the Home Recording Network here with a tip on how to add some excitement or grit to your rock bass. Now, this tip is actually something I'm using just in one specific part of the song, but it could be used throughout the whole song if you wanted to. It's however you want to use it. So, I needed some more excitement out of the bass guitar for one part of the song. There's kind of a breakdown part in this song where everything moves to halftime. Now, this mix is still in the early stages and the vocals have not been recorded yet, but I'll let you hear the music. So, this is coming out of the chorus going into this halftime part. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy part, pretty dramatic. So let me show you what's going on with the bass here. First of all, this is a pretty subtle trick, but I feel it does make a huge difference in this part. And that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to excite this one part. So if we just solo the bass bus here, we can see that this other bass track comes into play. So I'll start right before it. Yeah, and we can hear the real grunge and grit come out as soon as this other bass track is in here or as soon as it comes into play. So, first of all, this requires you to get two bass signals while you are tracking bass. Now, if you don't know how to do that or want to see how I do that, go back and watch my video on the best way to record bass at home. Now, these are both essentially direct basses or DI basses. Now, don't try to just record one single bass tone and copy the track to do this because it just won't sound right. You got to get two bass signals. So I have the main bass tone playing through all of the song here. And I just used this one snippet from the second track to emphasize this part. And what I did here is I basically just threw on an amp sim with some distortion on it. So let's just solo just the bass distorted track. And I'll bypass the EQ that comes after it. So I just use the Tone Hub plugin, and this is it's a great amp sim product, especially for bass guitar. Really like a lot of the bass tones on this, and this is kind of a cool plugin because you can buy all the producer packs from whatever producer you like. I only have a couple, but that doesn't matter. This isn't about the plugin. You can do this with any amp sim or any distortion pedal, or maybe you have a distortion pedal within Logic that you can use. Just something to gritty up the tone. So let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, it's a real ugly, distorted tone there, but that's okay because we are just going to feather this in with our normal bass tone. And next, with the EQ that I put on after the amp sim, look at this. I'm narrowing this tone down to everything between like 600 hertz and 5K. So I'm cutting out all this information down here and up here, and I'm really narrowing this tone down to everything between. And these boosts here up at the 1.5K and 2K area, this is all the attitude from the bass sound. So let's just do a before and after with this. So I'm going to bypass it. Yeah, it's really that attitude and grittiness. And the reason I did this is because I didn't want any more low end. All the low end should be coming from the bass track that's playing throughout the song. So right here, I just wanted to add in that aggressive tone and that grittiness. So I was able to take all those frequencies out in the EQ spectrum, again, below 600 and above 5K. So again, let me just solo the bass bus and I'll show you when the transition happens. Now, you might think that sounds too gritty, but again, with the music here, this sounds awesome. Yeah, and everything jumps up in intensity there, so I really feel like for the bass, I mean, it needed to follow the rest of the instruments, and again, this isn't a dramatic change, but it's definitely something that you can feel, and I think it worked out great. Again, sometimes I will do this for the entire song if it's a real punk rock song or something like that, and you want that dirty tone throughout the whole song. I mean, you could definitely do this throughout the whole song, but it's just a nice idea of what you can do to change up the song a little bit with regards to the bass. Hey guys, if you found this video helpful, be sure to download your free home studio mix guide with your go-to EQ and compression settings for all your tracks. Also, feel free to register for my free online mix training that I hold a couple times a week so you can learn how to make radio quality music from your home without breaking the bank.